Time to dive back into the typically disappointing world of online orders from GameStop. Did I come out on top this time? Let's find out. Welcome to the Bargain Game Hunter. So, I once again did another order from GameStop, mostly because they had some interesting games that were on sale. These were new games, well, they were supposed to be new, for like $20, and these are pretty, fairly recent games. One of which, I picked up one. I only picked it up for a kind of silly reason, but I still wanted it. And then I picked up some retro stuff on top of that, and I will already go ahead and say, this first batch, I didn't wait. I opened it ahead of time, and I actually did very well. So we're going to start off with the one game that does not have its cover art. That's right. Only one game did not have its cover art. That's pretty good. We have Sacred 2, Fallen Angel on the Xbox 360. It's another, Diablo-ish RPG. I've heard good things about this game. I don't think I've ever played it. Maybe I did back in the day. I don't remember. But I didn't own it, so I figured I'd give it a shot. I actually went pretty RPG heavy for this order, because I didn't have this one. Oddly enough, I have Final Fantasy 13-2. I have a loose disc copy of it, but I don't have this one. So I figured I'd pick it up, especially because it was like $7 or something really cheap. Final Fantasy 13 on the Xbox 360, and as you can see, it is complete, including the manual. So, very happy with that. It also includes, I think, other inserts too. Yeah, it's got the Square Enix registration card and everything. So, good copy, Final Fantasy 13. Next is a game that I played a long time ago. Never owned it. I've always wanted to, because it's one of those Xbox 360 era action games that really wanted to be God of War, but just wasn't quite God of War. That's a whole genre, and this was kind of a cool one. Conan on the Xbox 360. This was a THQ product. I actually still have somewhere, I think it's in my closet, they gave out these promotional Conan figures. I got one back when I worked at GameStop in 2008. Complete. Good shape. Very happy to add that to the collection. Again, it was less than $10 for that game. Another Square Enix multi-disc RPG, and again, also complete. We have Star Ocean: The Last Hope on the Xbox 360. I own quite a few Star Ocean games. Now I own, I think, one on the PS4, one on the Xbox Series, one on the PS2. I think those are the only ones. And now I own this one on the 360. So, good variety of games. But yeah. And I own one on the... No, that one's also on PS5. I have the remake of... and PS1. I forgot. I have the original version of that too. But yeah, Star Ocean on the 360. Figured it was worth a snag. This one, I've never played it. I've heard good things about it. It was the early original Xbox days when Microsoft really didn't have an identity besides Halo, and so they were trying their best to find what their mascot was going to be besides Master Chief, and this was their first attempt. We have Blinks, the Time Sweeper, on the original Xbox. This one does not have the manual, and it's not the original case. It's just a blank case, but it does have the original cover art, which is cool, and it is the right disc. It is the Platinum Hits disc and the Platinum Hits cover art. So if I ever find a spare Platinum Hits case, I can at least get that part completed. So that's good. And then last and certainly not least from this batch, and again, I'm sure some people are going to be like, why did you buy that? Don't you already have that game? Yes, I do. I don't normally like to double dip. This was a special case. So we have Starfield on the Xbox One. Now, I'm sure a lot of you know, I bought the fancy, $250 special edition of Starfield. So I already own a copy of Starfield in the Steelbook and all that good stuff. Not a physical copy. And that's a thing that Microsoft's been doing lately, is all of their fancy collector's editions are digital codes. Which I think is stupid, because if you want all the cool extras, why would you not want a copy of the game? Like a physical copy of the game? Like, the people who are buying these fancy collector's editions are most likely physical collectors. So I don't understand the logic behind that. Indiana Jones also has a cool collector's edition that doesn't include the game. You have to buy the disc separately. So I wanted to have a physical copy of Starfield. I was hoping it was going to be sealed. It was not. This was a GameStop new quote-unquote copy. But now I have a disc copy of Starfield, which Starfield is kind of a hard game to find, oddly enough. A lot of places don't have it anymore. I know Walmart discontinued it a while ago. I think there's a few other retailers that just don't carry it. So GameStop had it on sale for like $20. I figured, you know what? I think that's, unless I get super lucky and find it at a pawn shop, which I doubt I will because it's a kind of uncommon physical game, that's as good a time as any for me to grab a physical copy of Starfield. So now I have a physical copy of Starfield to go with my digital copy. I won't probably use the disc because I have a digital copy, so I don't need to. But I am very happy to have a actual copy of Starfield to sit on my shelf. So there you go. I do have another batch coming tomorrow. That one I will save until I can open it on camera, because I didn't do that for this first batch. Hopefully the streak continues, because man, 5 out of 6 games, all having their cover art and all being complete except for Blinks, is really good. So hopefully that luck will continue with the batch I get tomorrow, because I got some other really fun games that should be great additions to the collection. And then I've got, I think, an Amazon pickup that I ordered randomly that's supposed to come in later this week as well, so we'll see what happens. Alright, and it's time for the final recap. I did get my last couple GameStop games, and no, I didn't wait. I should have. I originally intended to wait to open them until later so I could do it on camera. I didn't, and well, I mean, I guess you won't know, but I already know. Well, let's start with the game that isn't part of that bundle that I picked up, and I picked this up mostly because I have another game in this franchise, a special edition actually, that I haven't opened, and I might do a double opening of both this game and the other one that I have. So if you want to see that, let me know in the comments below. But we have Grand Blue Fantasy Versus on the PS4. This is the special edition, premium edition. Comes with a steelbook. It's got, what else does it have in it? Full game, a limited box with original art, soundtrack, special art book, a theme, an avatar set, and DLC. So, got some cool stuff in it. It was fairly cheap, so I figured I'd pick it up, especially because I have a feeling this one's going to be fairly difficult to find in the future. Grand Blue Fantasy Relink is on the PS5, seems to be a bit easier, but this one, because it's PS4, it'll probably go out of print sooner. Anyway, I paid $35 for this. It's worth $44, so not too bad. Pretty solid start to our pickups today. Okay, so here are the games I got from GameStop, the last few that you haven't seen yet. And overall, this was one of the best GameStop hauls that I've gotten. And you'll see why in a second. Let's start off, speaking of seconds, the one disappointment, and that is split second on the Xbox 360. As you can see, it is in a generic GameStop case. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. This one I paid $6. I don't have the total because I haven't calculated it, but I'll show that on the screen. Then we have Command & Conquer 3 Tiberium Wars on the Xbox 360. I have Kane's Wrath, which is the standalone expansion, but I didn't have the original game. And I did play this back in the day when it came out because I liked the old Command & Conquer games, and console RTSs were kind of a rarity on the Xbox 360. So yeah, I figured I'd pick it up. It was fairly cheap. I enjoyed what I played of it. Now I can play the original game and the expansion. I paid $6, and this one is worth $11. So pretty good. Doesn't have a manual, but it's got everything else. So pretty happy with that. This one actually surprised me. I did not at all expect this to come in a case. Now granted, it's not the greatest condition case, but it's still a case, and it has the original cover art. Honestly, that's more than what you could typically say about a game like this from GameStop. So I'm pretty happy. Final Fantasy IX on the PlayStation. It is a greatest hits copy, but yes, it is complete. It's got all 4 discs. Now, some of the spindles are not exactly the most secure, which is unfortunate, but it's still in pretty decent shape. It's got the cover art. Maybe I'll try to find one of these PS1 double cases on eBay or something to try to finish it. I don't know, but either way, the fact that it comes with the original cover art is pretty great. That's not what I expected. I don't think I've gotten a single PS1 game that came with a case until this one, so I consider that a win. I paid 14 and this is worth 25. Now let's get to the stuff you've already seen. And again, we only had one game of all the games that we picked up previously that did not at least have cover art, and I think that is a big win. So let's start off with Sacred 2 Fallen Angel on the 360. This was the one that didn't come with the case. It is what it is. Of all the ones that I got complete, this is probably one of the least offensive ones, so that's okay. I paid $6. It's worth what's listed on the screen. Then we have Final Fantasy 13 on the Xbox 360. I had Final Fantasy 13-2 already, but I didn't have this one. It's a 3-disc game. Now I have it. It's complete. It's in pretty good shape. I will gladly take it. I paid $7. It's worth 10. Not bad. Then we have Conan on the Xbox 360, one of those God of War-like games that came out in the 360 gen where everything was trying to be like God of War, and this one was actually not too bad. So, hey, it has a cool, like, reflective cover art and it's complete. I'll take it. I paid $6. It's worth 9. Then we have Star Ocean, The Last Hope on the Xbox 360, another JRPG. Again, complete. It's got all the discs. Everything is in nice condition. I'll gladly take it. I paid $7. It's worth 9. So again, not bad. Blinks the Time Sweeper on the Xbox. Original classic platformer back when Microsoft really didn't have a clue what they were doing besides Halo. So it's kind of a fun little relic to have from the original Xbox. It doesn't have the manual, but it does come with the original cover art, and that's the most important thing. I paid $9. It's worth 13. And the last but certainly not least, a game that I technically didn't need, but I got because I wanted an actual disc for it. And that is Starfield on the Xbox Series X. Wish it was sealed because I have no reason to open it, but it's not. That's fine. I guess I can let somebody borrow the disc if they want to at some point. Anyway, I paid 22 and this is worth 34. So not bad. So overall, pretty solid lineup of games. We got some mostly complete, pretty solid titles. Nothing was crazy expensive on this lineup, honestly. I kind of went for more of the good quality gaps in my collection. And a couple of these, like I have a digital copy of Split Second. I didn't have a physical copy of it. I think Sacred I also have a digital copy of. So like most of these are just filling in gaps for games that I don't have a copy of. I can play, I think Blinks is backwards compatible when I can play it on the Xbox One on Game Pass, but now I have a physical copy. And then for Starfield, I have multiple ways to play that game. But yeah, pretty happy with the lineup and solid little pickups week. That's going to do it for this episode of the Bargain Game Hunter. Thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe button, click the notification bell. That way you know when new videos drop. And I will catch you on the next episode of the Bargain Game Hunter. Bye-bye.